Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Mr. Code Games, or Code if you prefer. This is going to be episode 16 for our Extinction survival here, and sadly enough, the final episode. So if you guys listened before, I talked about it last episode, about unfortunately how some things on the server had been winding down, and due to some unforeseen, I can't say unforeseen, but due to some circumstances, the server will not be around much longer. Believe me when I say, Ark will not completely disappear from the channel, but after this series, there will be probably a little bit of a break, after doing Valgero and Extinction back to back. Although, trust me, when it does come back, and it's not an if, it will come back, because both series have been ended off pretty abruptly. Which, believe me, was not intended from the get-go for either one of these series. It's just how it ended up happening, and it will not happen for the next one. Trust me. Believe me. I'm working against that here. But sadly enough, yeah, this is going to be the last episode. As you see, we're starting off with the room here. Start off in our crowd pod. Always a fun way to start out. We're in here full tech armor. We got our bed right here, and this is the what does that say? Mecha King Titan flag. I realized I have that in my inventory and hadn't shown you guys from last episode. That's what it looks like. This is what you get from the Gamma and Beta flags. It's the regular King Titan flag. It's still cool. We got the 3 artifacts here, and then we got Austin's taxidermy death. Oh man, dude, I still think this is great. Honestly, I'm gonna tell him afterwards and tell him to expect it in coming episodes. Well, last night, okay, guys, just so you guys know, I'm actually talking to Wolf in the party. He's not gonna be getting on the server. Isaiah is currently elsewhere, so he can't get on right now. And Austin would be on here, but he legitimately is having his Xbox or Xbox Live Break ban lose existence. We had something that was a ban of his existence on the server, and then I left the party. So he kind of knows, but at the same time, I'll tell him later. I was going to tell him after I did the final recording anyway. But, so basically, guys, me and Wolf both have a taxidermy of Austin. He doesn't know, alright? He died, we taxidermied his body. That's how we got, well, technically Wolf killed him and got his taxidermy. I taxidermied his body from the Desert Titan fight that we did a while ago. I think it's pretty freaking hilarious, but for some reason, Austin despises taxidermies. So for all of you that want to share this, that want to comment, I mean, please, by all means, I would laugh, and it would be great. So believe the more publicity this particular taxidermy gets better. And if you're wondering, why is he wearing ghillie? Well, it's because that's the, he despises ghillie as well. Also, he should be holding a taxidermy tool in his hands. Can't really see it. But I basically equipped him with a taxidermy tool. If you can see right here, I gave him a ghillie, and then I gave him a taxidermy tool, and as you can see, this is Austin's dermy, the tool that I got. And I also have Isaiah's, but I mean, I'm not going to put Isaiah's in there, no, Isaiah won't care, but Austin, he will care, and that's hilarious. See what kind of person I am. And then on the wall over here, we have all 3 of the King Titan heads. You got the Gamma, the Beta, and then the Mecha, or I should say Alpha, but I think they all look sick. Especially the Mecha. I legitimately didn't even think about him being a Mecha until after the fight, to be completely honest. That sounds really stupid, but I was more concentrated on surviving and watching my dinos go berserk than I was paying attention to the boss. Not to mention his textures were really great. So, yeah. Just really cool. We got all 3 of the artifacts. We got all 3 of the King Titan heads. We got a pretty funny taxidermy. We got a fireplace. And we got both the flags, the crowd bar. This is a pretty sweet room. Like, legitimately, as far as my favorite rooms in the house, it'd be between this room and the war room. But, a little besides the point. So, we're just going to take, for this episode, I know we're ending things off. Nobody else is really on. We were talking about a big war and doing a bunch of other stuff earlier on in the series, and I still kind of wish we could do all that, but unfortunately, time is working against us here, so we're not going to be able to do all. Trust me, I plan to do stuff in the future, but at least for this series, it doesn't appear as though that will be an option. I will be going through my base though, and basically showing you guys all the work that I've done through the series, going to everybody else's bases, showing you what they've done, then we'll end things off. It's really sad, and I do wish I was able to do more with it, and I do apologize. I mean, not that... And the reason I want to apologize is simply because of the fact that it is very abrupt ending. Episode 16 isn't very... Granted, we did have a 13.5, so I guess it's 17. But, I mean, like, it's technically only a 16-episode series, and that's not a lot to me. Even though the hour is definitely there, but them being hour-long videos still, though, I would have liked for something like this, especially an arc series, to have gone on a lot longer. Because there's so much more we could have done. There's still so many things we never touched on that we could have. So, but I promise you, whatever we didn't touch on now, we will touch on in the future, and much, much more. Because I'm working not even on the Xbox side, but PC side. And I might have some pretty interesting stuff coming if you guys catch my drift. For those of you that do play Arc on PC and understand the differences, for those of you that don't, you will be quite surprised. But as we kind of walk through here, we got the War Room, got the map, got each of the Titan heads, got the Desert Titan, the Forest Titan, and the Ice Titan. I really wish we could have held like a. For those of you that have been watching my Skyrim series, by the way, after playing through in VR, like it's really cool seeing the Greybeards, like their whole place. Like, I could have done a bit more of this. Honestly, if I really wanted to correct this, I wish there were mods on Xbox that I could make just a stone tablet table and just have a stone room, and that'd be much closer. But I think I did an alright job, all things considered. As you guys can see, I got my snow owl over here, which was actually one of my snow owls. He's taxidermy from Red Hook, one of my first snow owls. I love that. I'm gonna miss the Christmas stuff, guys. All the Christmas stuff is gone. Like, I could do an event code, I guess, but I mean, like, as far as legitimately, like, I'm not gonna be able to. I don't think I can get this kind of colors on a dino for quite a while, unfortunately. But as we're kind of going through here, between this and my bedroom in the house, this house is my favorite room. Right there, that right here. Got the Forest Titan taxidermy. Got my replicator going through the floor. Got one of my snow owls that I left alone. Got all these beer barrels. Which, by the way, they do have beer liquid and stuff. I mean, I had a lot of plans for episodes that we could have done in the future. It's just, like I said, unfortunately, I still can't say unforeseen, but it's just like, unfortunately, events are working against me here. There's the bathroom over here. As stupid as it sounds, it's been a minute since I've walked through the house, just because recording other things, and I haven't been on this room in a bit. Got this room with the forest white room. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, just making sure I was right. I like how I planned so much for this room, crafting-wise, and legitimately all we have is one fabricator, one chemistry bench, and one smithy, as well as the giant taxidermy table, but that's besides the point. Got the Desert Titan, got the replicator, the Ice Titan, Tech generator, and then of course our industrial forging. And over here we got our storage room. I did end up building some more dedicated storages, but I mean that's about it. Got Shadow in here. Get some Managormers outside. After the fight yesterday, just so you guys know, I did end up making another mech. It's the last mech that I had. I didn't even realize I had another one. Pretty cool. Set up a shield with the shield around. But I could have a shield and a shield. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to ride around in that today, though. That would take forever to go to everybody's base. So, since it's the last episode, I am going to use God Powers, and for those of you that don't understand what I mean by that, this is I am shooting, and it's on video. You guys can all yell in the comments for all I care, but it's going to make things go much faster. So this GCM thing, I actually learned about it from Austin. To be completely honest, and I'm being completely transparent here, I had no clue this was a thing until Austin shared it with me, and I was just like, of all the commands that I'd known before, I did not know about GCM, which is basically gives you creative mode. I can destroy anything, I can teleport. Oh, yeah, it's gonna lag. Let's not do that again. And then I can inspect anything, as in dinos or whatever. Here, let me get on here. I think I still have dinos down here. Yeah, I do. My Thorny Dragon. What's up, bud? And you can see all of his stats and everything else. Like it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And I can also, you know, wipe anything off the earth with this with one shot of this gun. It's kind of broken. But what I figured we'd do, we're not just gonna go killing spree in creative mode, guys. But we are gonna fly to people's bases, and since they're not on to open their doors, if I need to force them open, then I will. Because it's the last day of the server, so I doubt anybody's gonna care. Especially since most of them aren't gonna be making their way back on anyways. So let's see. It is really sad to say that though. There was so much more that could have been done. Oh, 55. Goodbye. Well, everything will be here and for the future. Like, I'm not deleting the world, but well, when do you think we'd get back on? In all honesty, like maybe. Like six months from now, we might be like, oh yeah, sure, let's get on. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna start recording this again 6 months from now. There wouldn't be a whole lot of point after everything. You got Wolf Space here. He joined my tribe. Actually, I should be able to open his door then. Yeah, okay, I didn't need the. I did give him a snow owl as well. He got to enjoy a max snow owl for a little bit. We come over here. Okay, no, that's not this one. It's the next one. Wolf built a pretty freaking insane base. I really wish we'd gotten to do the War Day, because nobody would have made it into this man's base. Nobody would have made it. So Wolf put in some time. So I'm giving the man some serious props here, as he's listening to me. But still, and he also hid. He hid Austin's taxidermy. He has it hidden in his house. It's just like right here under this, and it was behind a door. Nobody would have come over here and noticed it unless they knew where it was. I think it's pretty funny. He gave him full ghillie too, and a taxidermy tool, and just put him there. We're both absolutely savage to our man Austin, but it's all good. There's nothing in here. Just another defensive layer. Then you come in here. May have ran out of layers, but bruh, you got some serious defense. Like, my base, as I said before, was not meant to be a war-based PvP base. It was just a base for my own convenience. That's quite literally it. Although nobody would have found my base had I not said anything. Let me be frank here. Nobody on the server would have found it had I not mentioned it. But it's still pretty fun. Let's see. As you guys can see, he has massive amounts of defense. He can see through this wall, but the wall is an immortal object. Like, I can't shoot through this. It's not an actual item. So he had like actual parts of the world protecting him as well. You could only come at him from the front. Yeah. Well, yeah, but it would have been so difficult to go from anywhere but the front. And if you know exactly where people are going to be coming from, then it just makes it that much easier to defend. So Wolf was seriously I don't think we had any dinos that could have actually broken through his base. Except maybe the Reaper that Austin had. That might have been able to do something, but it would needed to get past the turrets and everything first. Like, this would have been crazy. That's fair as well. You guys remember seeing how freaking ferocious my Velonosaur was when I was using him against the King Titan. I was not expecting that much damage. Just so you guys can see, well, actually I'm not going to use, well, you guys already saw it against some dinos. Technically speaking, if I shoot this at a tame dino, it literally doesn't matter if the thing has infinite health. I can shoot it once with this gun and it'll drop dead. You guys may be wondering where I'm going. I'm going to go ahead and fly over to... Actually, it doesn't work on these. I'm kind of curious. Yes, it does. I can instantly destroy supply crates. That's really troll. That's really troll. I should have done that at one point. Just used admin commands for an entire episode and just trolled people on the server. That would have been great. Let's see. As I come over here, let's put my gamma up because now it's going to get real dark. Yep, there we are. I almost forgot about gamma because every other game I've been playing doesn't need it. As we come over here, Isaiah actually ended up sharing a base with Austin here. He originally lived on his own for like an episode or two that you guys would have saw, and then he joined up with Austin because, well, free stuff for him. So this is the last base we're going to need to kind of visit over here. But he actually didn't do a whole lot, to be quite honest. He wanted to get metal clip walls and stuff from Aberration, and I was going to spawn it in for him and all that. But, or put it in the community replicator, which we were going to place down either at Green Op or at 2319. But, you can be grateful for that, Wolf. You won't have to hear that ever again after this. Good memory. But as you can see over here, they got Volanosaurs, tons of Volanosaurs actually. Austin bred just like I bred a ton of Snow Owls, he bred a bunch of Volanosaurs preparing for the worst actually. Oh goodness, okay, I killed his Reaper King. Because of the name. Oh, apparently you kill him, he shoots out a toxic cloud. That's good to know. If you guys are wondering why I killed it, well, one, because of the name, and two, because Austin's not getting back on here. He's already said so himself. So 6-7 months, if he wants to get back on here, then I'll just spawn him in another one. But I mean, for now, that can happen. Austin has no filter, so if you guys see all the nicknames are on his base, on his dinos, then I'm not advocating for it. All right, as you can see, he has tons of heavy turrets. Tons, actually. Are they all watching me? They are. Holy crap. They're really good at tracking. If I go out of... Oh, I'm gonna die, aren't I? I'm not. Oh, they don't have ammo. I was just like, I wonder what happened. Because they keep looking at me, but they're not shooting anything. So I was just like, wait a second, are they able to shoot people when they're shooting that? I'm pretty sure they shoot. But outflank damage prevented. Well, that's thanks to me. But what I can do is I can negate that. You're welcome. I can delete tags as well. That's terrible. I'm not gonna mess with their base anymore, guys. I was just curious. Let's see. Got a gotcha. I got some Volanosaurs. Got lots of Managarmers like me. Tapajaras. I actually have no clue where their bodies are at. Well, okay, this is Austin right here. I could kill him. Not going to. He's gone. I have no clue where Isaiah is. He's gonna watch this video and be like, why'd you kill the Reaper? And it's like, well, why not? Honestly, if Austin sees this, he's going to be absolutely enraged about the taxidermies, and he won't even care about the Reaper. If he owned a Spino on the server and I killed the Spino, then he may care. But a Reaper, probably not. He'd care way more about the taxidermies. So, as we've kind of looked at everybody's base, actually, let me see if Isaiah's old base is still there. That's a good question. And we'll see where we go from here. Alright, flying up. I think. Well, I know it's above water. Oh, lag. I think it's over here. It used to be over here. Honestly, it's a question of where, though. I think, oh yeah, found it. It's right over here. This is where his base used to be. He had a delivery crate that he was going to deploy. I could I'm going to deploy it to 2319. That's funny. Let's follow it. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I can. No, crap. I can stand on you. Wait. It's whatever. Set it off to 2319. It'll go do its thing. But this is where Isaiah's base used to be when he first started. You guys may or may not remember because I don't actually know if I put this in the episode. That is a big fish. Level 10. Yeah, I wonder why. Shoot. This is a good place to fish, to be quite honest with you. Actually, I think that's what they were doing for quite a while when they were over here, was just fishing because there's so many big fish in the water. But anyway, I'm really getting, really going off on a tangent here. But this is where his base first was, and then he moved over with Austin. I've kind of gone through everybody's base and through their dinos. I know the last episode and this episode are going to be a lot shorter than I'd like. There's just no point in doing anything else. I mean, as much as I'd like it, I mean, unless I'm going to self-destruct everything and just, you know, throw C4 and shoot RPGs and do all that, but I just don't feel right doing that. Because, I mean, on the off chance anybody else wants to get back on here in the future, I mean, I'm fine loading it back up. It's just, like I said, I mean, at least for the moment, the server is going to be down for quite some time. And nobody's really interested, at least that I know of, nobody's really interested in continuing their time on here for the moment. And when I say for the moment, I mean for the foreseeable future. So, unless, you know, something's changed to such an extent that, unless the world basically turns upside down, this is the last day and the server's going to be live, and this is the last episode for this series. I mean, as much as I'd like to, because Extinction is a great map. Don't get me wrong, it's a great map. You guys got to see all the cutscenes, and I wanted to get all the boss fights in there before all this happened. I wish there was more I could have done, that I could have squeezed in, and I do apologize, but believe me when I say I got much, much cooler things, I believe they're cooler things, for this in the future, and hopefully the next series, or whatever I do in ARC, after this, I'll be able to continue for much longer than 20. I think about Hero ended like 23 episodes, 22 episodes, something like that. This one's ending at like basically 16 episodes, and 16, 17, 13.5. But I mean, it's, I'll just say 17, but even so, it's not a lot. But I mean, it's, I've got some ideas, both map-wise and as far as content-wise, what I want to do. I'm just kind of limited because I'm playing on PC and they're playing on Xbox. The next thing I do will be on PC, so it not only will it run better, but there's a lot more I can do creatively. For those of you that don't understand the difference, I will explain. On PC, you can use mods and other things, and on Xbox, you can, but it's a lot more complicated. And if I would have used mods on Xbox or PC, then Wolf and Isaiah and everybody wouldn't have been able to join. So yes, that does mean for the future, my next thing will probably be more solo content, but there will be much more content for me to put out, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. I don't know why I keep going off on a tangent here, but at the same time, it's like, I just feel bad. I just feel bad. It's a sad day. I don't suck at talking. Okay, man, wow. Yeah, Wolf's just taking shots at me over here. But anyway, I have no clue. How are we doing on time, actually? I should check that. Because last episode, like I said, it was 16 minutes, and I really wasn't expecting it to be that short. But like I said, both of these are going to be shorter episodes. As much as I wish there was more I could do, I mean, there's really not in this scenario. I think I'm going to go ahead and end things off here. This has been Mr. Pope Games. This has been our ARC Extinction Survival Series. I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope you'll all stick around to see what comes next. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.